Hi everybody, how are you? I'm Shah and welcome to this out of the blue video, but I do watch video as well on YouTube. I watch some of my favorite readers, and as everybody knows, you've got your own favorite readers. Now, and also colleagues that I've collaborated with, and Monica Bodirsky from the Shadowlands. You know, that's one of my favorites, my all-time favorites, and also the House of Shadows. And this is the I think the third edition. Monica does change every single new edition now. Since the third edition, she's been changing the last end of the cards. Go and have a look at her. I'll leave her link in the description box. And this video is really about pirate decks, also proper decks like Shiver, like you get this sign on the box, and you get the well, I don't have the what you call it, the barcodes and the IBSN number on this box. Usually Shiver has it on their boxes. I'll just get you another deck from Shiver and I'll show you. This is another deck by Shiver, and again you can see the sign of Shiver here, red feather, and you've got the IBSN and the price here just there, and they're just beautiful presentations. You know that I'm biased because Shiver's got such beautiful presentations, but the Shadowlands don't have the oh yes, they do, they've got it here, sorry, they do have it, the ISBN number and the barcode. And nowadays we do have the QR codes. Monica made a beautiful presentation. I don't mean to kick anybody against the shins or put anybody down, but I do support Monica with that. Watch out what you buy. Also, I'll be going into the pirate decks and what my experiences are with the pirate decks. And so don't buy pirate decks, because yes, you pay for what it is worth. Now, the presentations of the cards, the thickness of the cards, the colors, the vibrancy are all a few of the points that Monica has stated. But I have one thing with, you can't get barcodes on indie decks, because there is a difference between commercial decks, indie decks, and I didn't know what indie was. People used the word, but it is people, small companies, or artists or tarot authors, tarot deck authors. They produce them and publish them themselves, and then you don't have the barcodes on them, then you don't have IBSN numbers on them. The QR codes are sometimes within the decks that I'm going to show you. So be alert, that's all I can say. Monica has shown you a few tips. Go and have a look at her video and her channel, and she is only trying to protect the artists and authors, but also the viewers, the clients that buy the cards. There's a load of videos out there, people showing their collections. Some have only 15 or 3, and others have 200 or whatever. I've got a lot of my decks. My fetish was buying shoes and glasses in the past, but now it is decks, and I like to collaborate. I'm also doing a collaboration with Dean from Hermit's Corner, collaborating with the opposition deck. That's this one, and that again is a beautiful way that is presented, a new way of a box, and I love the different way the cards are presented, the new inventive way of opening it up like this, and you can turn it round. It's just magical. So I love the quirkiness of every single deck. So let's get started. Monica said, be careful of devaluing in other words, devaluing the people, the big companies that just want to sell these decks for €3 or €4. They are devaluating decks, okay, and they should be reported. What my experience is I was on a forum on Facebook, and they were tarot lovers, and they also had another page on Lenormand. First and foremost, they can be very snarly and bitchy and really hitting you below the belt. They're not helping. All they can comment with is you shouldn't buy those decks, you should support the artist. Yes, but the way they said it and the way they behaved is, you can't describe that with any pen. It really hurted me. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That is the saying in England, but their words did. They slice you down. So to those that are on certain forums, please be more receptive, be more helpful. You tell me where that I should report them. Where should I report it? I don't know. Teach us. Also, tell the people like Monica and like me what I'm doing in the past and now. Watch out for the copyrights. Watch out, is there support? Is there information? Is there a book? Is there a QR code? Watch out with the QR codes, because they don't exist. They can be websites that can contain viruses. So don't open any QR codes. Usually if you go onto Google or Amazon, you can even buy books relating or describing the decks themselves. And I forgot, I haven't I had the tarot deck, the Tarot of the Divine. It is this one, and it is everything on it, and also the publishers is on it. Clarkson with the emblem. It's not on the, it's there, not there. It can change places, but with this you can buy a book that goes into the tarot explicitly and detailed. It's a very thick book, like Shiver produces, but it costs €17. You can find it on Amazon. So it is different. There is no strict rules or lines that you can follow. So be aware, be conscious of fake decks. These are just some of the tips. Also, Monica said the coloring is different. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. Also with edging, no, sometimes they are edged and some aren't. Usually they aren't. Also they are cut down in size. I'll show you that with one of my decks. That's how I found it odd. And edging is not always the sign. Contact or on packaging, you can contact the publisher, but if you see this, then it says scan down the guidebook. If the code is not available, contact us online. But I don't see any email address or a website, and it doesn't really say who the publisher is. It just says Earth Magic Oracle cards. So there again, if you don't see a website, or if you don't see an email that you can contact people, then you know there is no support. But true publishers like Hay House, Red Feather, and you can find the address. There was another wrapping on here, and I've thrown that away because I just think it's enough like this, but you do pay for the presentation. there wasn't other wrapping, a piece of paper with the same face and with the names like the front of the book. And this is just the presentation of this deck is really phenomenal. You've even got a pull out for the book, then you can pull out and you have the cards and you have the box, the real box. So you don't only have the big box, but you have the real box. So I'm sorry, I'm holding it upside down. And you've got these cutouts that's easier to pull out. That is, and you've got it's really phenomenal. Now I'm going to show you the difference between these cards and the pirate cards. The books are different. Sometimes they're colorful and sometimes they're not, and they do have they have a lot of detail. Now this is the pirate deck, and you can see that. You can see the difference of the size of the box and the other box. This is a tuck box and this is a hard cardboard box with a ribbon. So you pay for the extras. Now what is nice, if you can buy these decks and make collages and cards from them or calendars, there you can abuse these, but you would never ever abuse the proper decks. Okay, and that is all. That is you can see there is nothing on the tuck, the lid. It is just very cheap. It looks cheap. There's nothing wrong with being cheap, but I got these given for my birthday and I was so enthusiastic about them that I went for the big deck. Now the backing of the cards is the same, you can see, and there's not much difference in color at all. It is just that they are smaller. This is the proper one. Okay, now if you look at the other side of the card, you can also see that the colors are absolutely perfect. Okay, and the number is perfect. The name is perfect, also in the right position. So that is, you couldn't see that this deck is a pirate deck. Okay, that is what I wanted to make clear. Now also the thickness of the card could mean something, but not really, because they are just as bendable. Okay, you would say that this is a handbag size, the pirate one, and this is the I stay at home, I protect my cards, and I'm very, very fidgety with my cards, because I don't want to damage them, so I leave them in my office. That said, I'm going to go on to the other pirate decks, and I don't, like I said, I don't mean to kick anybody against the shins or tread on their toes, because I think it's right what Monica says, but there is something that she left out, and that is the indie decks. The indie decks are made by individuals, small companies that are selling them on Edgy or on Amazon or on eBay. But be careful with eBay and Ali, because I've got my doubts about these companies. Be careful what you order. Okay, see whether they're a reputable publishing company. Now with the Earth Magic, you can see that this card, the whale, the letters of the whale has been chopped off, and there again they're a small size. It's not the size so much, but usually that is an indication that they're a pirate deck, but it's that you have they're cheap and the name is cut off, but they're getting better at it, because I showed you the other deck and that looked perfect. The color was perfect, the names, the numbers, everything was perfect. Now, and the backing was perfect. Now here you can see this is relatively perfect. Okay, now you can see that the stone people are much too close to the top, so they are chopped off. Again, this is the word spring equinox. is also chopped off. The shaman is chopped off, but the mountain is okay again. The wolf is okay again. You just have to see whether they are in alignment with the words. That's chopped off. So that shocked me when I paid for it. I did buy this one, but half of it is in the office because I've made a collage out of it because I wanted to make it my tarot room. And I don't think Monica will be angry with this, because there is also another lovely lady from Tarot, Tat and Tea, I think. I'll just have a look. I usually forget her name. I'm very bad at names. Tarot, Tats and Tea. And this lady does reviews, but also does handicraft, and she loves the tarot as much as I do, also books. And she sometimes puts videos out there to motivate people to interact with other videos. And that's why I got this idea. Let's interact with Monica and give her a reaction. She asked for photos or screenshots, but I'm doing a video. I don't want to make it too long. There is another deck, and that's where I found out that the QR code doesn't work. So that is the Wild Unknown Tarot. So yes, get the real thing, even if you have to save up for it. Get the real thing, and support the author and artist. Usually the artist is also neglected. There's not enough said about illustrators or artists, because the tarot author usually or often collaborate with artists or illustrators. Like Monica Bodirsky, she does everything herself, which is really phenomenal. Okay, now, so the size, the color, watch out for the IBS number, also the stripe code on the deck, the publisher, the QR codes. The QR codes is something new, but it's already been here for a couple of years. They usually they don't have to be on the boxes, as I will show you. You can get them in the box or in the book in the box. Now this is an indie deck, and this is one of my other favorite decks, and that's the Phantom Tarot. And it there's another thing that you have to watch out for. It doesn't fit, right? You see the level, and if you get another deck, then usually it does line up with the bottom, and also in especially with Hay House, you see this nib. That is also usually with indie decks, that sometimes they're not included and they don't fit to the bottom. It is the designer's own choice, but usually I find it handy to have this nib, so you can put your finger in there and pull your box off and not damage it. So yes, I think a lot of authors and illustrators should watch the reviews. I hope they do, because that is what is important. The packaging is also important to the reader or the person that is going to own. But this one, I saw somebody doing a review on this, and they said it could be better because it has to line up. No, they've done that with thought, so that you can hold on to the bottom of the box and you can lift it up and you're not damaging the lid or the box. It's done with thought. This is thought through, and with indie decks, that's why it is important to support small companies and small businesses, not only the big ones. Okay, remember that I got this on Kickstarter, and you can get them through Edgy. And this is such an amazing deck, because there is an app with it, and you can make in the app, the avatar comes alive and it will explain. The book is literally in the app and on the cards. You can't do it without the cards. Now the booklet that comes with it is very small, but at the end of at the back of the book, we have the QR code, and that is what I wanted to see you. So this is not a pirate deck, far from it. This is patent, and this is also with an email, a website on the back of the book, but you don't see it on the box, except on the bottom of the box, but not on the top of the box. So you do get the website and the designer, the website on the box, and this is really beautiful. And this is the Phantom Tarot Deck guidebook, and you can see all these, what I mean by the app. You get the app thing. Every book has a different code, so it is unique to each deck, and it's in the back of the book. It's got instructions on it. The cards are colorful. It's a very beautiful deck. People have gone crazy of this because it's something new, bringing the old with the new. You can see the review on this deck on my channel. Also, I've gotten, and these cards are something like 65 euros, and now with the new postage law, which is really mind-boggling and disgusting, sometimes you pay more for the import than for the deck. So be careful when you're buying a deck from anywhere that you how you have to pay the postage. Now this deck is an indie deck as well, and it is not a pirate deck. It doesn't have a QR code. It doesn't have the bars, the code, like this one doesn't either. So, but this packaging is phenomenal, and a lot of people that have this deck love this deck. It has a very minute description of the deck. It says 78 cards, reworking Rider-Waite Smith system with the energy and life force of its own, designed for personal development, transformation and empowerment for all. Superlunaris, belonging to the higher world. This is such a beautiful packaging, and this is a magnetic packaging. And look at the work and the design that has gone into this. That is what I mean. Beautiful. And if you like the lights, you love this. They've put all the sort of cosmosy, star, spiritual side in the box as well. And the cards are very flexible. They're sort of matte finish, and I love the design. It's phenomenal. They're so soft and gentle. They're romantic, really. They're soft, they're gentle. They remind me of the Lightses and the Everyday Enchantment from Red Feather, Schiffer Red Feather. So that is why, this is the Eight of Swords. I just love it, like the Everyday Enchantment from Schiffer Red Feather. You can see all the reviews on all these decks and more on my channel. I've got something like 110 or 101 videos on the reviews, and this deck was really expensive, and yes, you get very personal care. This was also from Kickstarter, or Edgy rather, no, Edgy. This one is on Edgy but Kickstarter, and the care that's been taken with communication. You can ask any questions, they give you addresses, they come back straight away, very quickly. Well, this has only got a little fold away, but it has also heartfelt gratitude and thanks to blah 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 blah. You can see that. You have the let me see, the website in very small print, and there is copyright. This deck is from 2020, the second printing from March 2022, so you do get a small one, but if you know your tarot, then you know these cards. and I just love them. I get really attached to my cards. It's, you know, they're all my babies. They help me to get out there, motivate people, make people happy, hopefully. And like I have just shown you, you can get the QR in the booklet or in the box. Also with oracles, you can get that with oracles. I've got the surrender cards here, hard box like Hay House, also the cutout on the side. You've got the barcodes here, but not the price, so you don't necessarily get the price in every deck. It all depends on the creator. It doesn't mean to say it is a if it has or if it hasn't got it, that it is a pirate deck, because it, even in the box, it shows you there is an app, and there is also the website of Hay House in the box. So you can either get it in the box, you can get it in the leaflet, and like this is only got, is even a smaller leaflet, and it just shovel the purpose of question, absorb the card's message, apply the card's message to your life, and it's by Judith Orloff. And it's co-partnering with the Power Surrender cards over the lifetime. Again, copyright on the leaflet, so it doesn't have to be a book. It can be a leaflet, it can be in the box. So that is what I wanted to bring out my reaction to Monica Bodirsky. Now this is also an indie deck, and it's very plain, no title, so you can reuse the box if you want, but it is the Angel of Anne Ellis, or Angel Tarot. She's also got a channel. It doesn't have the cutout, because the more you specify on a box or a deck, the more expensive it gets. It is really expensive and a lot of work to develop a deck. Now this lady's already made 3 decks and she published them themselves. Now this is the Teacup Tarot, and she's made her own translation on the swords. They're the pencils. She packages everything herself, but she does that with care and attention, and also she just either aligns it with this or with tissue paper. The packaging, the way you receive it is amazing. She's got her own little pocket bag for the cards, and the cards are very simple. Every creator has their own ways. These are so vibrant. So have a look, enjoy, and don't be offended, anybody. What I say, I'm sorry, I don't want to kick anybody against the shins, but just watch out for these details that Monica and I have brought out. You don't have the on this either the IBSN number or the barcode or the QR code, because Anne has made a video herself explaining her definition of her cards, because she names them differently. It is it is handy to have a book or some kind of explanation. Okay, also with the borderless cards, sometimes pirate decks might be borderless, but also the Lightseers are borderless. The Super Lunaris that I have are borderless. Doesn't mean to say it is a pirate deck, okay? It's just that don't be alert. You are not, they don't have to be gilded, because Super Lunaris isn't gilded. That was also one of the things, and this is Super Lunaris, as you all know. That is by Chris Ann. She is worldwide. People are absolutely mad about her, and it comes from Hay House. So Hay House doesn't gild all the cards. Okay, that is another thing that I wanted to say. You can connect with the publishers, especially Hay House or Shiver Red Feather. You can always contact them, and also watch out if you have an indie deck. It's not a pirate deck, it is support your small businesses, and you can usually approach them. Both these beautiful designers and authors of these two decks are approachable, and even the Dachshund tarot that I have, I've done reviews to adapt to everybody's wishes. I've had reviews with Jasmine Westwood, she was glad to do it. Emily Carding, they came out. Emily Carding is from one of my other very favorite decks, my top deck actually, that's Transparent Tarot, and the Shy, also published by Red Feather. Also you can see the review on that. She came out and did a fantastic interview with me. So if anybody out there is an author or is a creator of tarot cards or illustrator and you would like to collaborate with me, I would be honored. Also, I can't remember out of the top of my head because I am mad about Dachshunds. I had to. That's why I approached the lady, and she did a written interview. So I had the letter and I just read from that and I answered it because I sent her questions. And you can do it on many different ways, with camera, without camera, just the voice, like a podcast. But you know, be creative, be adaptable, be flexible, and compromise. But for the viewers of this channel and anybody considering buying a deck, ask. Go to YouTube and watch reviews. That's why they are out there. See what they are like. See what one reader or creator of YouTube is thinking about this deck or the other deck. You know, and then decide for yourself before you go out there and buy a deck for $25 or $39.95. Some of them are more expensive. I don't know how much this one is, but the Tarot of the Kingdoms, that one is $34.99. Also the this is $40 USA, $39.99. So it depends. Save if you want something. I've got decks like the Supernalis that I just had to have these, and I wanted the opposition. I've wanted for a long time, and I had to save up for that. Also watch out for also I've got the tarot of this, and I didn't know the Lenormand and from the Dreaming Way tarot, and I didn't know there was a tarot. I've got the Lenormand and I just stumbled it on across it on YouTube when I typed in a Dreaming Way Lenormand, and a tarot came up, so I had to have this. But watch out for times, because there are times, specifically in January, after Christmas and the New Year, the big companies, publishers need to make money. So and especially eBay and Amazon, they put them in the sale and you can get them for a reduced rate. So keep those dates. Also Valentine, just before Valentine or after Valentine, also in July. Those are all the specific times, or after the summer holidays, when everybody needs school things, then there's money spent, and then they put out special offers. So watch out for those times, and the Black Friday, boom, before the prices go back up at Christmas time. So just watch out for the sales. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this little spontaneous video, and I hope you find it useful, and I hope you will have a look at the reviews, and I hope that I may receive comments. and that will keep me on my toes and motivated. So take care, and I'll leave a description for Monica Bodirsky's website and that video that she did, that I'm responding to, in the description box as well. And give her a like and give her a sub. Take care. Bye bye.